Welcome back to Real Talk Sports with Rico. Today we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think it is fly, Eagles, fly, as they fly right to the top of the NFC East. And so I think that they have fully recovered from last season. Looking at an article that was published a couple days ago talking about Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and about the fractured relationship that they had. And really, the fact that Jalen Hurts did not trust Nick Sirianni and his offense, I think that they're going to be just fine this year, especially since they've gone out and they have hired Kellen Moore to come over as the offensive coordinator. He was the coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Chargers. And I think that this is huge for the Eagles because, I think the Eagles are going to become a bit more aggressive in early down situations. I think that they're going to get the ball to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. I think that they're going to get it to them early and often in the pass game. And then I think they're going to go back to that run-heavy style that they like. So I think that this is absolutely going to help the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that offense was a bit stale, and you could tell something was off. I mean, because they won their first 10 out of 11 games before they collapsed. So I think that that's number one. They go out, they get their offensive coordinator. I feel like that Hurts and, Nick Sirianni are on the same page. All right. And so next, I think another key aspect for the Eagles is defensively. Okay. And so I think that Vic Fangio is going to be a great coordinator for this Eagles unit because his playing style is a bend but don't break approach. And I like the fact that he is going to rely on the Eagles front four, right? The front half of this defense, which I think is going to take a step this year. I know Jalen Carter, he started off well last season and then kind of tailored off. I think that he is going to get back to where he was at the beginning of the season. I like Josh Sweat out here. I think he's going to help give them some added pressure up front without calling blitzes. Nolan Smith, Bryce Huff, those are some players that I think are going to be key on that front line. And I like the fact that they are bringing a level of physicality in the secondary. I thought that last year, the Eagles probably couldn't guard a blade of grass, but I think that they've gone out and they fixed that. I think that with Quinyon Mitchell, and then also to Cooper DeJean, I think that they're going to be just fine with Cooper DeJean and then also to Quinyon Mitchell. I think that both of those players play with a level of physicality in the secondary, and that's what the Eagles need. They need to get a little bit more nastier on that back half. And let's face it, I mean, I think that most teams were getting big plays against the Eagles. I think that really stops this year. And I love the fact that they also got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. I think that that's really going to help them in the secondary. And so lastly, with the Eagles, I think one of the things that's really not talked about that really should be talked about, I think they had one of the biggest additions in all the NFL was Saquon Barkley. I think that Saquon Barkley, if he is healthy, he's absolutely a better back than DeAndre Swift. I think that Saquon Barkley runs with a bit more toughness inside. And I just think that Saquon Barkley he might be a better pass catcher than DeAndre Swift, even though I think that DeAndre Swift's going to have a great year with Caleb Williams and the Bears. But I just think that Saquon Barkley, just going back to watching him in his Penn State days, I mean, he was just incredible. And I just think that he just wasn't very happy with the Giants. I think that they never really added around Saquon Barkley like they should. And this is the year where this might be one of the most loaded teams that I think that Saquon Barkley has really played on. And I mean, I'm even dating back to his college days. I think that is going to open up a lot of opportunities for him. I expect for him to, if the secondary is playing back, on these wide receivers and things, and they're not coming up, I think that once he gets into the secondary, he has a chance to rip off some big runs there. I think that the Eagles are going to put him in situations where he's going to be in man-to-man coverage against middle linebackers. I think he's going to eat there. And then we're not even accounting for the fact that what happens when Jalen Hurts is on the move, all right? And how he extends plays. I have to think that Saquon Barkley is going to be a huge recipient of those plays. I think he's going to make a lot of plays for this Eagles team, and he's going against the Giants twice a year. I have to think he's going to want to stick it to the Giants. Like that addition could be a game changer for the Eagles, and I think it could possibly propel them not just to the top of this division, but perhaps maybe back to a place where they want to get back to, and that's the Super Bowl. All right. And so I think that there's a lot of things that are common with Saquon Barkley and this Eagles unit. They're hungry to get back to where they were. And so I think one of the things that's working for the Eagles too is that there's always, or there has been, excuse me, a different NFC East champion over the last couple of seasons. I think it's between the Eagles and Dallas to win this division. I like the Eagles in a bounce back year. I think that they're going to win 13 plus games. Will they get back to the Super Bowl? I don't know about that. We'll take a look after the preseason, but I think they're going to get off to a good start and win the NFC East. And so with that being said, I just want to thank the listeners out there for going ahead and listening and watching the show. You can follow us on Spotify and also to YouTube. Want to thank the sponsors out there for putting sponsorship on the show. This is Rico. This is Real Talk Sports, and we will be back with another episode talking NFL previews as we get ready to move on to the season upcoming. All right, take care. Peace.